We're here in Brighton Marina, and it's a gorgeous evening, as you can tell. Now, should you come here, I'm going to take you for a little tour around. I'm going to give you a bit of its history, show you what there is to see here. Might even tell you why we almost bought a property here. Twice, in fact. So, stay with us. You're going to like this one. Here we are, Brighton Marina. Bless its little cotton socks. Well, not so little, actually. This is the biggest marina in the UK, right? 127 acres. Now, that probably doesn't mean anything to you or me, but put it this way, it's about the size of 80 UK football pitches. So, quite big. And look at that view. Gorgeous. Let's head on over. Over here, by the way, we've got the Weatherspoons, or spoons as we call them in the UK. Weatherspoons, they get everywhere. It's a big chain pub. One thing that's good to say about Weatherspoons, though, they do save old buildings like banks and so on that would otherwise probably fall to ruin. So Weatherspoons are really good for that. And you can get a cheap pint in there. That's all I'm saying. There's a few things I could talk about. Brexit, but I'm not going to talk about that. Oh, starlings, did you see that? Starlings are roosting, and I think they're roosting under where we're standing, so who knows, see what we see as we walk past. Look at that view. Oh, that little houseboat in front there, I think that's for sale. There's a company that is selling those, looks quite nice on the right. And that space in the front there, that used to be, I think it used to be an old Chinese restaurant, wasn't it? If I'm right, really famous, and that was there for donkey's years. Not there anymore. So we're going to... Oh, there they are. Beautiful, look at them. Wow, amazing. Flying right overhead. Oh, fantastic. Oh, and actually that gives us a view up there, really. So you've got Five Guys, you've got TGI Friday. So this, as we're walking along here, this is why a lot of people come here, just because of the food. Okay, we've got Havana here. There's the Weatherspoons. It's a tapas bar. It's got Turkish. It's got Pizza Express. It's got Nando's. Quite nice this time of evening, isn't it? Coming out here, sitting out, looking at the sun go down, which is exactly what we're going to be doing. Beautiful. Not too windy, so hopefully not playing havoc with the microphone. How did we get here? Well, I mean, first of all, we came along on the little Volks electric railway. Okay, it's the oldest operating electric railway in the world, and it goes along the seafront. It's like a mile from the centre of Brighton. Sorry, I just keep looking at those snooze pods. I might talk about those little yellow and white buildings over there, because we nearly bought one. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, so anyway, that was £5 single, £6.50 return. Don't need to pre-book, you can just jump on. I might talk about the inventor a little bit later. I just want to soak up the atmosphere. So this goes back to 79, I think 1979 this was opened. And it's got space for 1,300 vessels. Now it's quite cheap to buy the land. Okay, they bought the land, I think it's like £50,000. That was back in 72. Now it's probably worth quite a bit more, as we know, because again we tried to buy some property here a long time ago, I must say. Down there, just where the huts. Okay, you've got the Brighton Marina Yacht Club. It's open to non-members. You can go down. Again, we're going to go over there probably later and watch the sun go down and have a drink. Are you liking my shadow, by the way? It's very long, which means the sun is setting. It won't be long, so I want to get as much as I can in while we've still got some light. Lovely. onto the West Jetty. Behind there, you can see the chalk cliffs. That's integral to the marina's design and construction, and that's sort of part of why it's here, really, providing a practical barrier against the sea. That's why they chose here. I was talking about the Volks Railway, wasn't I? So Magnus Volk was the inventor. By the way, he was the first person to have electricity in his house in Brighton. He tried to sell the idea to the council, who actually turned him down. They didn't think it was a good idea at the time. Anyway, he also created another railway called the Daddy Longlegs, and if I can find an image somewhere, I'll stick it up here on the video. This basically ran on stilts above the water. That's right, the rails were underwater, and it rode over the top of the water. And if you go out at low tide, you can still see remnants of it out there. I did read, apparently, though, that because it was technically going over the sea, the person who operated it had to have a sea license, a captain's license, a yacht license. But he needed one of those things, those paper things that allowed him to take people over the sea. You know what I mean. We'll be popping round just down there later, because there's some more water at the back. Okay, people can moor their boats back there. It's really quite pretty. That's one of the places we were going to buy. And again, I did mention the snooze pods. The snooze pods then, really cute. There's two sets. There's another jetty out in front of us now. Here we are around the back. Coming to Marina Village Square. I'll be over to our left in a second. So the snooze pods, basically they're like metal huts over the water, really small, mezzanine style inside. But at the time when we were looking, get one for 30 grand. I've looked now, there are still some for sale, but they're like 60, 80, 90,000. The thing with them though, they've got very, very short leases on them, so that's the thing that put us off. Anyway, let's wander through here. There's more back here that we also did try and buy a flat. Again, this is 20 years ago, probably. Oh, this reminds me, of course, this is the opening of the Paris Olympics, isn't it? Right, okay. Forgot that was on tonight. So lots of things go on in this square, by the way. Again, you've got like films, etc. But they put on little concerts and so on here. A little hub. I know nothing about the preparations for the opening, so it'll be interesting to have a look later. If you want to get here, it's very easy to get to. Again, we came on the Volks. Drive here. They've got parking in the cinema. Okay, there's a big car park there. Gives you kind of like 4 hours free, I do believe. They've got big Asda here. You can park there for 2 hours. You just take a bus. There's so many buses that come. So I'm just being distracted here by that screen. That looks mental, doesn't it? Loads of buses from the centre of town. Number 1, number 7, number 47, number 21, number 23, the sightseeing bus. What comes along here? Now this is what I like. It's a little quieter hopefully down here. How nice it must have been, and this is why we originally thought about it. To moor up your yacht, not that we had one, and just be able to sit out and the water. We didn't go for it in the end. Although we did put an offer in. We're crazy like that. Look at that. And I have to say, this is really quiet at this end. Okay, it's quiet, genteel. It looks lovely, doesn't it? There's a part that I'm not showing you. I probably won't show you. And it'll be behind me. And that's where the actual cinema is, and the multi-story car park. And there's a huge, what is this? A David Lloyd. There's a Hollywood Bowl. There's all those sorts of things, you know. There's a casino. There's a big McDonald's. There's a waterside brasserie. Not my cup of tea. And the reason is, unfortunately, it's a little bit like Britain can do this, you see in front of you, but it also, we can do, you know, sort of retail parks, leisure parks. We do a lot of them, but we don't tend to do them very well, or at least maybe they're just not my cup of tea, you know. I think maybe that's the thing, when you travel a lot, you realise that how, you know, for a little extra effort, things can look beautiful. And it's the thing of corporate leisure centres. They're corporate, you know. It's not about beauty, is it? It's about cheap and cheerful. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Hello, doggy. There's my lovely shadow again. Looks like I've only got one arm, but I do have two, honest. Another view down here. See? Very nice, isn't it? So there was a story of basking sharks being seen actually in the marina. I mean, I think that very occasionally they're seen off the British coast because the coastal water is getting warmer. But apparently one was seen in the marina. I'm sure someone can say whether I'm accurate or not in my facts. It's all pretty, isn't it? So here you can see why it's quite attractive. And I think if you sailed a lot, it makes sense to be here. And you know, you're very close to Brighton. Brighton has a real parking issue. If you've been to Brighton, you'll know that. It's just so popular, and it was never built for those many cars, really. So you can park, but it's expensive. So here, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Here, for some reason at the minute, it's a little bit, you know, needs a little bit of TLC, I think. I'm sure that's on the cards. On the whole, though, I think you'll see it's a nice place to come, isn't it? And there's plenty of things to do. There's water sports. There's places to drink. There's a Holiday Inn. And I hope if you're looking at any of our other Brighton films, you'll just see why Brighton really is a must, okay? If you want to see British culture in all its different guises, Brighton is really special. So many firsts about Brighton. Okay, not just about the, you know, the first sort of electric railway here, or the first, you know, lights in people's homes. There's so many firsts here. Political firsts, social firsts. It's a very liberal town. It's a very open-minded town. It's a very, very friendly town. Do come and see it. See our video of the North Lanes particularly. See all the colour, the food, 365 coffee shops. That's one for every day of the year. That keeps me happy. I want to really finish on a nice view. And this is as good as any, isn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed it. Do watch the rest of our Brighton stuff, because Brighton has so many different facets to it. Really want you to experience the whole thing. But thanks for staying with us. Look after yourselves. Until the next time, take care.